Hey there, y'all. This week we're going to learn how to find the area of different basic shapes. So first thing we have here is a couple of parallelograms, and you can see here the formula is base times height. Key thing to remember is your base is perpendicular to your height. So that means you're looking for the right angle, okay? So your base and height, they're at a right angle to each other. So here, the 7.8, that's our base. And the 3.3, that is our height, okay? This slanted side is not the height because it is not at a right angle to this base. So to find the area, we would just do 7.8 times 3.3. So 7.8 times 3.3, and you get 25.74, but we're going to round it to the nearest tenth usually. So it would be 25.7, and it would be centimeters squared. Okay, next one again, parallelogram, again, base times height. And don't get confused on here. The 45, you see how it's on the slanted side? You don't need it. Your base and your height, they make that right angle. So you can see this. And remember, on a parallelogram, the top and the bottom, they're the same. So the height is our 38 and the 37 is the base. So 37 times 38. So it's 1,406, and it would be inches squared. Next couple here are triangles. Okay, triangle, it's 1/2 base times height. And again, your base and your height, you're making that right angle. So in this one, 1/2, our base is 15, the height is 8. So 1/2 times 15 times 8. You just type this in the calculator and you will get 60 feet squared. Next one again, your base is 4.8. The height has to be at a right angle to it, so it's 7. So 1/2 times the base, which is 4.8, times the height, which is 7. So 4.8 times 7. And then if you want to multiply by 1/2, it's just divide by 2. So we get 16.8 centimeters squared. So that's for a triangle. Okay, the next shape that we will be finding the area of is a trapezoid. The formula for a trapezoid is 1/2, and then you have to do base 1 plus base 2. You have to do that together in parentheses, and then times the height. So what you're going to want to do is do base 1 plus base 2, get that answer, then do times the height, and then divide by 2. That's how I generally recommend people type it in the calculator. So your base 1 and base 2, those are the flat sides, the ones that run parallel to each other. So here, this 18 is our base 1, the 22 is our base 2. It doesn't matter which one is base 1 and which one is base 2, as long as you have the correct two numbers. Now again, your height, it's got to be at a right angle to these bases. So this 12 is the only thing that's at that right angle. The 18, don't worry about it, okay? When you go to the doctor and they ask you to do your height, you don't stand crooked against the wall. You try to stand straight up and down, okay? So you don't stand crooked. Height straight up and down. So base 1, 18, plus our base 2, which is 22. You add those together first, so 18 plus 22. And then we're going to multiply it by the height, which is 12. And then we're going to divide by 2. And so you will get 240, and it's inches squared. Okay, next one. Again, the top and the bottom here, that's our base 1 and our base 2. So 17 plus 25.4. Multiply it by the height when you're looking for that right angle. So 9.6, and then divide that by 2. So in the calculator, I do 17 plus 25.4, and then I press enter, and I get 42.4. And then I do times, and I'm going to do the height, 9.6, press enter, and then I do divide by 2 and press enter again. And I get 203.52. And now they're going to usually have us round to the nearest tenth. So look at that 2. It's not going to make the 5 go up. So it's just going to be 203.5. And it would be inches squared. All right. So all of those that we've done so far, those should have been a review. Okay, you've done all those in elementary and middle school. So now this is a new one, the area of a kite. The area of a kite, it's 1/2 times diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. So basically just do diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 and then divide by 2. That's all you gotta type in the calculator. Now your diagonals are these lines going from corner to corner. So from here, there, that's diagonal 1. Okay, and then the other line, that's diagonal 2. Okay, here we go. How to get my pen. Get a different color. So this is diagonal 2. So diagonal 1 would be these two pieces. You have to add them together. So it's the 10 plus the 20. Okay, that's diagonal 1. And so diagonal 1, 10 plus 20, that's 30. And then now I'll get my other color. Diagonal 2 is the other diagonal, going this way here. It would be 6 plus 6, so it's 12. And so now the area, we're going to do diagonal 1, 30, times diagonal 2, which is 12. And then we're going to divide it by 2. So 30 times 12, divide by 2. And you will get 180, and that will be feet squared. So that is a kite. Okay, another one here. They don't even have to give you a picture. They just tell you the diagonals. You just put them in the formula. 1/2 times, and then diagonal 1 is 3.5. Diagonal 2 is 8. So I can do 1/2, so that's 1 divided by 2, right? Or 0.5 times 3.5 times 8. And so you will get 14. And that would be feet squared. Okay. Next up is a circle. And this is a review from last week, but there's going to be a little new thing here. So the first thing is, what is the area of the circle? Area is pi r squared. Remember your radius, r, is from the center to the edge. So area is pi times, and then our radius, 8.4 times 8.4. Because remember, r squared is just r times r. So I usually say to put it in like this into the calculator. It just makes it a little bit easier. And again, use that use the value of pi in your calculator. So pi times 8.4 times 8.4, and we get 221.67. And again, it says round to the nearest tenth. So look at that 7. It's going to make the 6 go up. So it's going to be 221.7. And that would be yards squared. Okay, next one. Again, it's a circle. This time though, you see they've given us the diameter because the line's going all the way across. So to find the radius, we have to take the diameter and divide it by 2. So our diameter is 8.6, but take 8.6 and divide that by 2, and you will get 4.3. So that's the radius. Now the area, you just have to do pi times r squared. So pi times 4.3 times 4.3. So that squared times pi, and we get 58.08. So it's going to round us up to 58.1 because the 8 makes a 0 go up. And that's kilometers squared. Okay, last couple. It's going to be a semicircle, so half a circle, and then a quarter circle. If you look at the formula, the semicircle, it's just pi r squared, the regular formula for a circle, but divide by 2 because we only want half. You have to be careful here. The 24, that is the diameter. We only want the radius. So remember, the radius is half of that. So what's half of 24? Well, it's 12. The radius is the diameter divided by 2. So 24 divided by 2 is 12. And now the area of a semicircle. It's pi times 12 times 12 divided by 2, because we only want half the area. Just type that in the calculator, and we're going to round to the nearest tenth. We get 226.19. So it's going to be 226.2 feet squared. All right, and then here's our last one, a quarter circle. Well, guys, a quarter circle is only 1/4 of a circle, so we just take the regular area, divide it by 4. So here, our radius is 11. So the area is going to be pi times 11 times 11. That's the regular circle, but we only want 1/4 of it, so we divide by 4. So 11 times 11 times pi, enter, divide that by 4, enter again, and we get 95.03. Okay, that 3 is not going to make anything happen with the 0, so it's just going to be 95.0 centimeters squared. All right, y'all, that's all there is to it for the area of shapes. See you guys next week.